The reason the government invited me to Ghana was to help honor the year of return, the commemoration of the 400th anniversary of the transatlantic slave trade. So Sam and I visited Osu Castle, just one of the many forts from which millions of slaves began their forced passage across the ocean. This is Matilda, who gives tours here. This is a very important place. Can you tell us why?
It was established in 1661 for trade. They were trading in gold, diamond, as well as slaves.
There may be some people watching who don't understand Year of the Return and its significance. Can you explain it for people?
Most African Americans have their roots from here. So it's very important they visit their roots to also experience what their ancestors experienced some decades ago.
And it's been 400 years.
Yeah, 400 years. 400 years.
Do you see people get emotional?
Very. Last week, I went on tour with a family of 5. We got to the dungeons, and the man was like, can you just give me some few minutes to say a prayer for my ancestors? So I allowed him. He knelt, he prayed, and then the wife also chipped in. She wept for no less than 15 minutes.
Right.
So I just had to allow her shed her tears.
Yeah. It's anger that's 400 years old, you know, that's still
that we
very
still
powerful.
In the United States feel the ramifications of 400 years later.
Just after the tour, they feel relieved. They'll be like, it's good, I've traced my roots, I'm fine now. I just have to go back and feel I'm a Ghanaian.
Yeah.
Lineage and ancestry is something that if there were records kept, then that's how maybe you know. But for a lot of people, it's just a blank question mark. You know, so coming here has to be such an experience to kind of fill in that blank and complete. You know.
Thousands of Americans have made the trip to Ghana to reconnect with their past, including this inspiring group from Chicago. I just stopped briefly at a hotel to have lunch, and I ran into Otis. Otis told me, he said, I'm here with 100 people from the Chicago area, and we're all here for the Year of Return. And I thought, this is fate, that we're all here together. I know you guys have a busy itinerary. Thanks for meeting with us. Why is this so important for you and all these people to be here?
Well, to connect with our heritage, our culture, our history. As a church, we're from Trinity United Church of Christ in Chicago on the South Side. And when the Year of Return came about, we thought it would be so important to bring people from the diaspora here to Ghana.
It seems to me like it's most important for young people to come here.
Incredibly important. And one of the things that we have been promoting and teaching is making sure that they understand their history, how important it is that when you understand what our ancestors went through, that we are literally survivors of a Holocaust. The Ma'afa is what we call it. And we wanted our young people to have that connection.
Why is it important for you to be here?
You know, it's a time to remember those who came before us and our ancestors. It's just really deep to see those who resisted. That's a major thing they bring up, those who were resistors, who fought back. And a lot of people did not make it. So many people died on this journey to be stripped and taken from their home.
Right.
It's kind of an awakening. We've only been free for roughly 160 years, whereas we've been in bondage for over 400 years. So physically, yes, we're free. Mentally, not so much.
For me personally, I'm realizing how much racial stress I'm under every day in America. I don't even realize it. I don't even realize that when I walk into spaces where I am a minority, I am constantly checking myself. Here, I don't feel that. When I am here, I feel that I am at home.
I have an African-American mother. I have a Trinidadian father. My maiden name is Kudjo, and it comes from Ghana. So coming here, the first hotel we stayed in, one of the portraits on the wall was named by somebody, James Kudjo did it. And I was like, in the US, I never find anybody with that last name. It's a powerful connectivity of so many different pieces of our history that being here connects it all in ways that other places can't.
One thing that is striking is 400 years of slavery. Think about it. 400 years. How many generations of people, good people, that sat on the sidelines and watched slavery occur. This is a lesson that we all need to learn, is that if we see injustice, whether it's happening to us personally or happening to our neighbors, we got to find a way to speak out and stand up.
People thought, well, that was maybe resolved in the Civil War, and I was thought, no, the Civil War maybe addressed the very beginning of it, but there's so much more to do. There's always more to do, so.
The historian John Henry Clark says that all history is a current event, and right now the U.S. Congress is discussing H.R. 40, which is a bill that would enable research and the proposal of policies to actually address reparations, and so this is a current event.
And one thing that's on my mind was with one of the guys that when we went back to one of the slave auction castles, he said that you can either be bitter, which means you can leave here weak, or you can either be better, which means you'll leave here stronger. And so I thought about what that meant. And what that meant is that we've seen much agony, and we've seen much pain, but we've also seen much hope, and much promise, and much glory. So we must tell the whole story, but let us put as much emphasis on the hope, and on the glory, and on the optimism as we tell the story, so that people can say, well, there is a brighter day. And if we stop and plant seeds, apple seeds, on which we will never see the shade, and plant them for other children, we're gonna be okay. And so I'm gonna leave here better, and not bitter.
Wow, that was man. Could one of you please run for president? You're up for it? You're up for it? Okay, he's ready to go. I can't thank you enough. It's just an honor to speak to all of you.